All right, well,
Yeah, Bob.
today we're talking about Hideo Kojima.
I'm going to pretend you pronounced that correctly. Hideo Kojima, the famed video game developer behind the Metal Gear series, some cult classics like Snatchers, Police Knots, Boktai, I believe is that one other game where you have to go out into the sun.
What's that one that we have?
Zone of the Enders.
Zone of the Enders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently something's going on where he's not going to be working at Konami anymore.
Which is kind of a big deal because he had a whole floor of Konami dedicated to him.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Konami was his publisher. They released all of his games from Metal Gear, Snatcher, and all that. He's been working with them since the mid '80s, almost 30 years now. And out of nowhere, Konami just removed all references of him from their websites. The box art for Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain no longer says his name on it. It just, says Metal Gear Solid 5. They gave him his own production studio, Kojima Productions, years and years ago, and that's gone. They renamed it Konami, US for the US office and things like that. So, and they're being very quiet about it. They haven't really said anything. All they're really saying is that Kojima is still working on Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah. And the Metal Gear franchise.
Did they say the franchise?
No, I have no idea.
No,
I'm just making that up.
They didn't say the franchise. The franchise, they've already pretty much stated that the Metal Gear franchise is going to continue after Phantom Pain.
Right.
And at the rate it's going, it definitely seems like it's going to continue without Kojima.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying there's going to be a Metal Gear Rising 2.
I've heard that, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And it already looks like they're hiring people to do the next Metal Gear, the next proper Metal Gear.
Right.
Creating a whole new team for
and they'll do that without Kojima, and Kojima can't do shit about it because he doesn't own the IP, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because it is his.
Right. Well, on the one hand, this could be good for him because he's been trying to not do Metal Gear games
true.
Since Metal Gear Solid 3. Every Metal Gear game is his last game. And then he comes out with another one.
Do you think it's creative differences, or do you think he just wanted out?
I honestly don't know.
Doing too much work or something?
The fact that this is so sudden and there's not a lot of...
Maybe he knows he doesn't need a publisher anymore.
Maybe.
So a guy like him, he doesn't need...
I think it has...
He doesn't need Konami at all.
More to do with the fact that the Japanese gaming industry is in a completely different place, than it was years ago, and it's very different from the U.S. and the Western gaming industry. It's much more mobile focused now than anything, even in this country. Mm-hmm. And Konami as a company, really isn't putting out the games that it once did. So, and Kojima, Metal Gear Solid is, I'm assuming, a really expensive game to make.
Definitely.
And it's probably putting them through a lot of financial trouble. And they have a lot riding on this.
Yeah, but why wouldn't they kick him out after the game was released? They're at crunch time right now.
Things probably got...
This is probably the most important time.
Things probably got to the breaking point.
Yeah.
That's what I'm assuming. Something happened. Kojima needed, maybe he needed more money or more time. It's supposed to come out in September. Maybe that's too soon. Maybe he's trying to get it pushed, and it has to actually come out in September. So Konami just said, you know what? Your whole company shut down.
Maybe they wanted him to do something, and he was like, no, if you make me do that, I'm going to leave. And they're like,
maybe.
Okay, goodbye.
Yeah, that could be it.
A lot of people are thinking it might be a publicity stunt because, Kojima's all about that.
Oh, he's big on that.
He could be just faking the whole thing.
He is the worst with that stuff. The whole lead up to the announcement of Metal Gear 5 with the fake game and the fake developer, that was garbage.
I thought that was awesome.
That was stupid.
I thought that was
awesome.
Why?
Why dick us around like that so much for so
funny.
long?
It was cool. It was interesting. Kept you thinking. Kept you on
No,
your
it didn't.
toes.
We all knew it was Metal Gear.
I had no idea, and neither did you. You had no idea that was Metal Gear.
What? All right.
Because of the whale.
No, not because of the whale.
The whale threw me off.
No,
I was
the
like,
fact
that's
that
Metal
the main
Gear.
character-
And then I saw the whale, and I was like, I have no idea what this is.
Do you think the whale is the weirdest thing to ever appear in a Metal Gear game?
Yes, a flying whale.
Really?
Is the
A
weirdest
guy
thing.
who could read your memory card isn't weird.
No.
A guy, a guy who kept coming back from the dead wasn't
No,
weird.
because those are like
But a flaming whale.
flying
That's where you
flaming
draw the
whale.
line.
That's not grounded in any reality. The other ones are
Neither-
they're grounded.
Neither is the supernatural.
They try to keep it in reality
Are you
because they're just people.
So that one scene in Metal Gear 3 where he's walking through the river and the end is throwing every single ghost in the game at you. That was much more grounded in reality.
I can take out from a Metal Gear game. This is a flaming
How do you know
flying
it's not
animal.
How do you know it's not a hallucination?
It could be.
Yeah.
It could
there
be.
you go. There you go. There's your grounded
That's
reality.
the weirdest.
He smokes weed in this game, so it's probably a bad trip.
It could be.
Yeah.
Could be. I mean, I don't know. Anybody who sees that after smoking
Yeah.
weed.
That's some bad weeds. What were we talking about before?
We were talking about Kojima.
Kojima. Yeah, so he does all these publicity stunts and I mean, it could very well be, but
not.
it definitely doesn't seem like it is.
A big problem that I heard today is that he's off Twitter. And that's his thing.
Yeah, and he tweets a lot on both his
tweets a
US and his Japanese account.
Yeah, and it's awesome. Well, I think just somebody translates it.
Okay.
But he's awesome. He's an awesome Twitterer.
So.
He posts a lot of pre-production stuff too.
Yeah.
So it's good.
I mean, and it's not just... This isn't just affecting Metal Gear. He also was in charge of the Silent Hill reboot.
Yeah.
With...
Silent Hills.
Yeah, with Guillermo del Toro. And now...
Yeah, that's Konami.
Yeah, and I mean...
Those are the only two things Konami had.
Well, no, they've had plenty others. They had Castlevania,
Okay.
They own Hudson, so they have Bomberman. And they're not doing shit with any of that.
Bomberman.
Don't give me that. Bomberman's awesome.
I love Bomberman. When was the last good Bomberman game? They had that reboot and then they totally just gave up.
Well, no, because then they went back to basics and the Bomberman games they've been releasing, good. They weren't mind-blowing, but they were, decent games.
What did they release?
There was Bomberman on the DS. There was Bomberman.
Really?
Yeah, I think there was an iPhone Bomberman.
They should make an iPhone Bomberman.
Yeah. Yeah, like Castlevania, Contra, DDR even. When have we last heard from those games?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, DDR is not popular anymore.
Contra and Castlevania are classic franchises. Suikoden,
a big one.
Yeah, and they haven't done anything with them recently. Metal Gear.
Suikoden, I think they just did something.
I think they released it on the PSN.
Oh,
that was it.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, Castlevania. Once the guy with the cowboy hat who produced them, once he left, they haven't done anything good with Castlevania. Contra, they have done nothing with Contra. Silent Hill has been on a downward decline since I think Silent Hill 3, and it's been coming back. And Silent Hills was supposed to be the grand reintroduction, and nothing.
You didn't tell me they had Bonk.
Oh yeah.
They're fine.
Yeah.
Konami's fine.
So, I mean, they don't really, have a good strategy. Kojima was the one guy, who had a clear vision, and now he's gone.
Right.
So.
They must be restructuring their company, because
Definitely.
he was the only one making money for them.
Yeah.
And I heard that, before Metal Gear 4, when he started Kojima Productions, they were like, here's the keys of the company, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Whatever you need. They had the people who worked at Kojima Productions had their own keys, they had their own entrance to the building. Nobody else was allowed on their floor. So it's interesting that they would just give him the boot like that.
Yeah.
Or he would just up and leave. Do you think that his whole company left? Or do you Kojima Productions left? Or do you think that they got absorbed into Konami and he left?
I think they're kicking him out.
Yeah.
And they're taking whatever is left of Kojima Productions and just, bringing it into Konami proper. Because the fact that he's not saying anything, and the fact that, within a day, all traces of Kojima has been wiped from every single Konami website, and the fact that they're already, like, they just started hiring for, you know, the next Metal Gear. That leads me to believe that he is, you know, it was not, you know, a friendly breakup.
Right.
Like, this is not, you know, Cliff Bleszinski leaving Epic, you know, to go do his own thing. This is a straight up get out of my house.
I believe 100% that Kojima's going to keep making games.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
no, he's definitely. Gonna keep
I mean,
making
with all
games.
that, he'll have a team.
Oh yeah, no,
Maybe he'll go to another company.
He'll be fine. You know what he does next, we don't know. Probably, you know, one of those things. You know, he said he wants to make after he leaves Metal Gear. So
yeah,
that'll be cool. I'm more worried about what's going to happen with Konami.
I don't care about Konami at all, except
Yeah.
for Metal Gear. And this is the last one, then whatever.
Well, I mean, because you know, Konami is like a legendary Japanese game developer. I mean, they're up there with like Capcom and Nintendo,
and Atari.
and Atari's not Japanese.
Okay. Yeah, well, like Atari, like they're dying and nobody cares
Right. Well,
because they're not relevant anymore.
yeah, but I mean, it's sad. You know, they were a juggernaut. Now, you know, they're squandering it all. So,
Nope, I don't care.
all right,
Except for Metal Gear.
Yeah.
And we still have Kojima.
we do. But you know, I would like to see Castlevania and Contra and some of their other properties
I don't
come
want to
back.
see Contra.
I would.
Because they're not going to do it well. They're not.
Well, it depends. You know, if they do it right.
Make it a first-person shooter.
No, God, no. They were doing. They had that hardcore downloadable game. They had some Contra games here and there on the Wii, on the original Wii, and they were good. So I think it was like Contra Rebirth or something. Yeah, and if they get, you know, if they can get Castlevania going again.
Castlevania, a lot of people like that.
Yeah, Castlevania. You know, it's a lot more RPG-ish for my taste, but you know, the ones I played are really good. The Game Boy Advance ones, they're excellent.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
So, you know,
We
hopefully,
ain't playing no Game Boy Advances anymore. I love Frogger.
yeah, they
I haven't played
they
that
own
since
Frogger.
the original. That's not true. I played the PC one, and I loved it.
Yeah, that was pretty good. But I mean, yeah.
So what do you guys think about Kojima leaving?
What's going on? What are your crazy conspiracy theories? Let us know down below. Anywhere on social media. Talk to us about that or whatever you want. Our
Yes.
haircuts.
Our haircuts. We did each other's.
Yep. Because wolves shed their hair in the spring. It's a fact.
Subscribe and share this video with a friend to help out this channel.
Mhm.
Also, we Twitch stream now.
Yeah, 'cause we're
Every
cool like that.
single Wednesday.
10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Whatever that is in your time zone, you figure it out.
Yeah, you figure. Just Google it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very much.
Have a good week. And they've never even hinted at the possibility of a character dying throughout the course of the series. The closest we've ever come to something like that is back when Casey Jones was almost disemboweled during Cityfall, and he seemed to be doing okay after a few issues.
But instead of focusing on what makes this game great, they decided to add a single player so that they can make this a full-priced game on a disc. Another AAA full-priced annual release.